Kaden, welcome to Show Talk, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. Hey, just wanted to have you on the show because I'm seeing a lot of Baja racers on social media, and it seems like it's a form of racing that's really starting to gain some popularity. So I just kind of wanted to dive into Baja racing, dive into your career a little bit, and just ask some questions. So I guess first one would be, why did you choose to get into Baja racing in particular?
Um, lately, it seems like that's where everyone's swaying to. The stateside's getting maybe a little bit less popular, but down in Mexico, you're allowed to actually take your chase truck on the course and fix your vehicle. Where stateside, you have designated pits and all of that, and Mexico's a little more free reign on it. And they also down in Mexico, they don't blade any of the course, where in the States you have to return, I guess, like the desert to its natural, I don't know, smoothness, I guess. So
Right,
all
right.
it's a lot rougher down in Mexico.
Okay, nice, nice. I was gonna say excuse me, you live in Utah, right?
Yeah, I'm out of Hurricane, Utah.
Out of Hurricane, nice. So, do you think that you know where you live has any influence on why you chose Baja racing as compared to like other types of racing?
Yeah, I mean we have Sand Hollow, and I mean we have actually a lot of events out here, and a lot of UTV. We're allowed to drive them on the road if it's under like a 55 mile an hour. So really UTV friendly area around here. And I don't know. I would say it definitely influences it. And then it's not too far of a drive to Baja, but it's definitely doable.
Yeah, for sure. Hurricane seems like the place to be, man. There's obviously, like you said, Sand Hollow, and I know there's a big off-road culture there, and so it's definitely on my bucket list to visit at some point because I'm kind of into the off-road space as well. Um, but yeah, just haven't been able to make it out there yet.
Yeah, yeah. One day you should for sure.
Yeah, we'll do. We will. um, so obviously, your biggest race of the year is the Baja 1000. Um, that's the one everybody knows. That's kind of the, king of Baja racing. What kind of prep do you have throughout the year? With whether it be with the rig or prepping yourself for a 1,000 mile race through the desert.
Yeah. I don't. A lot of people, or some people, I guess, would maybe do like a little bit of like cardio or gym or a little bit here and there. I do framing actually for a living, so I'm doing quite a bit. And then you're allowed to pre-run in Mexico too. That's another thing I missed earlier. But so we're running 200, 250 miles a day, and just building up. Like, you go out, and if you were to go run like a marathon or whatever without warming up to it, you'd be pretty sore the next day, or maybe not even make it. Where pre-running's like the same thing. Like maybe even going back down there, day one's always usually the worst, but after a week or 10 days or whatever, you're pretty well used to everything. And yeah, just kind of, it all starts flowing a little better the more you do it.
Yeah, for sure. So how often are you able to get down there and pre-run it, or is it just like a week or two before the race?
Yeah, we normally go down. This year we moved brands and everything, so this year we're a little less supported from the other companies. But um, yeah, we've been taking about a week before the race. We go down there, and it's 4 times a year. So we end up putting in 2,000 to 2,500 miles of pre-running
Oh
during
wow,
that week. We still see the track. I mean, the 1,000, I think we've seen 2.5 times about. So we see it decent, but somewhere like San Felipe will be 6 loops on it or something before the race.
nice. Is the track changing at all, like from year to year, or is it pretty much the same route every year?
They run the same sections, but they'll be like different. Like at this year's 1,000, from the start to about mile 200 was almost identical to the last race, the 400. And then they ran further down south, not all the way down the peninsula, but part way. And there was actually some stuff I had never seen this time. Usually I know most of the sections of the course, but and then from like 700 to the finish was the same as previous stuff this year. But sometimes it's forwards, backwards, different sections, different roads, different VCPs. They have VCPs down there as well.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, you have a general idea of the conditions and how it's going to be, but they change it up a little bit from year to year. It's cool.
Yeah.
Um, was scrolling through social media and saw that you actually won Baja in 2022, correct? In your class,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Tell me what that was like.
That was our first Baja 1000 win,
Wow.
and it was great. I split. Normally, I had my dad or my brother drive, and this time it was our first time as a team bringing someone from a different team in to drive. So there's a lot of trust there, but um, they did great and handed the car off to them in the lead, and they just extended the lead, and then I got back in, and um, it was pretty good. It was actually like a almost like a flawless race. So having that and then coming in and winning it, and we secured the championship as well. So it was a big day for us, and it was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I can imagine bringing in a new driver is it could be a little stressful. What do you look for when you're trying to put your trust into somebody new to the team?
Um, yeah, most of the thing is I guess looking for someone who's not going to go try to be a hero, has a little bit of reserve on it. Because you never know. You can throw someone in and be like, I don't really care. It's not my car, and I'm gonna try to go for it all right here. Where it's actually they're really long races, so there's a little bit of spots where you don't need to be full wide open or whatever, and take your time through sections and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Going back to the year that you won, what I mean, obviously there's a big trophy, but like, is there like monetary compensation for winning, especially in some of the smaller classes?
Yeah, yeah, there is. I think I don't know what that one is. So the more entries there are in your class as well, the more the payout is.
Right.
So that one, the class wasn't the largest class, and it covered the entry fee plus maybe a couple grand. So it doesn't make you any money by any means.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a full time thing.
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah. We we won it this year as well
nice.
too. So, and this year was, I think we had like 3 times the amount or 4 times the entries in this one. So this one paid probably, we just transfer it, like instead of them sending like score or whatever, sending the money out, we transfer it into the next entry fees, because entry fees are anywhere from 2,500 to the thousands are about 4,000. So we just took that and then probably buy 2 or 3 entry fees from that
Okay,
and help us
nice.
out for the next year.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Um, so you're not, from what I can tell, you're not racing like the big old Baja trucks. You're doing the side by side, right?
Yeah, yeah, the UTVs. This year, we ended up running the stock class, so anyone can go buy it, and we got stock arms and everything.
Oh
So
wow, cool. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna ask how it's different, than maybe racing the truck, but stock, that's crazy.
yeah, even like if you're in the unlimited UTV class, there's 200,000. You got the players' factory cars out there, and
Mhm.
they're supposed to be in production to buy, but still probably $150,000 UTV, and then you got the trucks that are $1 million budgets. So
Right, dude. The trucks
there's
are,
a whole bunch.
yeah, the trucks are crazy. I see some videos and whatnot of people, building these things out, and it's just, obviously they have a lot of support and a team behind them, to fund all that, but those builds get wild fast.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, I think a lot of them are write-offs for their company or something. Because
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
um,
It makes sense.
yeah,
Um, so have you ever had any crazy situations when you're out there racing?
um, crazy as in like
Um,
Rex.
Wrecks, mechanical stuff, getting lost.
We fortunately we haven't had really in Baja any major wrecks. Stateside we've had a couple
Okay.
a couple big ones, but in Mexico we've been. I think the pre-running really helps and keeps it a lot more safe for everyone. There's always dust and whatnot to worry with, but um, at San Felipe this year, I ended up starting a fire and hung out for a little bit, waiting for chase trucks to arrive. They actually got lost because there was a course reroute, so all the
Oh wow.
the mileages on the course was all messed up. So they took a little bit to find us, but other than that, we nothing too crazy. We've been bumped. That the 1,000 we actually were hit by a truck, but you have bumpers and stuff, it hurts a little, but
Right, right.
that's it.
What caused the fire?
Um, I just started a fire on the side. It was dark, so I had to carry a lighter and just like a little stick
Oh,
fire.
oh, I thought you meant your UTV caught fire. I was like, what?
No, we have Vegas to Reno had a fire, and then I was at Glen Helen doing the short course and had a fire there, and both of those times was the fuel rail. It was like a press-in fitting instead of like a
Yeah.
threaded fitting from OEM, and it just pops out and the fuel's everywhere. So
Right, right. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Obviously, you're here. You were able to get out and get away.
yeah,
But yeah. So like, if you do have like a mechanical failure or something like that during the 1000, when you're kind of out in one of the remote areas of the track, what like do you have a team following you to help get you parts or anything, or are you just kind of on your own in your
yeah.
class?
No, we have a team like on the highway. We usually have we have a few trucks down in Mexico. We try to get a little more trucks just because you can go on the course. So we'll have one like following the car with like any parts, and we actually carry on a trailer with another pre-runner. We try to keep it the identical car, so anything happens, we could always drive the same car in, take whatever anything off of it, and put it on the race car,
Hmm.
and then figure out later on how to get the parts car or the donor car out, and
Okay, nice.
and
Yeah,
then we also carry a um, carry quite a bit of tools, not a whole lot, but tools on the car so we can fix minimal stuff,
mhm.
and we got bolts and whatnot, but suspension parts and stuff would be brought in from the chase crew.
Right. And are you usually, if something does happen, are you trying to limp it through the rest of the stage if you can and get to the end of the stage, or you just kind of trying to
Yeah.
fix it there?
It all depends. Like I don't know. Like if it was an axle, like I would for sure drive an axle in. We carry a spare tire, so obviously I'd change the tire.
Mhm.
But ratchet strap, that's a big help too. I've strapped A arms up that have broke and whatnot, and it's still going 50 or whatever with a strapped up A arm. So
Right.
there's some little tricks. I mean, as long as your car still moves, and it's probably quicker to get to the next pit. Normally you're 30 to 50 miles out, so if you're still moving, you're still doing all right.
For sure. For sure. Where do you race stateside?
This year we race in Snore, and that's southern Nevada. So like Laughlin, little bit outside of Vegas and Prim. And then previous years, I mean, all over Nevada really, but Vegas to Reno, Parker, Arizona. I'm trying to think. I'm missing the Mint 400.
Okay.
All over, maybe Nevada and Arizona normally.
Okay. Yeah. Is it how different is it than like Baja? Because obviously Baja, you've got 1,000 miles basically straight down the peninsula. Um, I can imagine in the deserts here, you're probably not going crazy far. Is it more of like a loop, or is it? I don't know. I'm just yeah. I just don't know how it works stateside.
Yeah, so there's it's a lot more like sanctioned, I guess. So like they'll give you a pit map, and they're like, all right, just say you were doing Vegas to Reno, you're probably 500 miles, 550 miles, and they're like, these are the 13 pits you can do, and um, there's no assistance on the course, so you go and you do say snap a shock or something. It's like you can drag it in, or every once in a while you might get a recovery guy to ring you, or if you have a truck at the previous pit, you can send it with another racer if they're willing to take the part.
Okay.
So it's a lot more, and like Vegas to Reno would be like a point to point, Las Vegas to Reno,
Right.
but there's like Laughlin where we got actually a Laughlin this next weekend, and it's like a 15-mile loop, like 4 laps, so it's like a more of a sprint, I guess, where not a you're, I mean, it's just short, more of a short course, but everyone's in their desert cars. They do trucks and everything there as well. So
Okay. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I didn't know how big the scene was in the U.S. because I mean, obviously, there's a little bit less room, but out west, you guys have a lot more land to do it on than we do over here in the east. But um,
yeah.
have you ever considered doing any like Pro Four type racing?
Um, I did do like the short the Lucas Oil or whatever back when it
Yeah.
was a. I did it in a UTV as well. the trucks are a lot cooler, I think, in that stuff. But I don't know. I think I'd rather go do the longer. I mean, you probably have the same prep and whatnot for that, and you get maybe an hour where you go down in Baja and you get a full day, whatever, at the 1,020. I think we're at 21 hours this year.
Wow.
So, I mean, if you're putting in the work, you might as well go spend some more time in the car.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I tend to agree. um, you kind of mentioned in passing, but so racing is not your full time career yet.
Yeah,
Are you? I'm assuming you're trying to. Are you trying to make it a full time thing in the future?
yeah. I mean, it would be awesome to do it. I love doing it, but yeah, just need some more support right now. My parents are primary source of getting us to the races and whatnot, but I mean, we're working on it a little bit, trying to just need to find some more support, I guess.
Right. Like, would you wanna hop on a team, or would you wanna build your own team if you had the opportunity?
Um, Either one. If
Yeah.
someone was like, "Hey, I'll or let you run part of my whatever truck, car, whatever," I'd be down for whatever. All of it's probably a lot of fun. So
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
either way,
how old are you, by the way? I mean, you seem
I yeah, I just turned 26.
okay. Yeah. So, dude, you're young. You got some time. I'm 27. I feel you. You're doing more than I am right now. So, and trust me, I want to be racing, but no, man, that's so cool. Like you've got time, and um, you're doing the right things. I mean, you're winning races, and that's ultimately what gets eyes on you. So,
Keep
uh,
doing it.
what's that?
I said, just keep on doing
Hey,
it.
keep on grinding, man. Like I said, you're doing the right things from what I can tell. Um, so obviously you want to make it a full time thing at some point. How important is sponsorship for this type of racing?
It's what gets you to the races, really. I mean, without the sponsors I have right now, I probably wouldn't be racing. So, I
Yeah.
mean, they're actually the majority of the program. Even right now, it's probably 50-50 between my parents and sponsors. So,
Okay.
I mean,
Nice. So how do you go about finding sponsorship for like such a specific, niche of racing?
yeah, that when I first started racing, I was like just submitting, and it was like, oh, like I think I was getting like a lot of the racer discounts, but like first starting, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I get this, and then now it's like I don't know. Like trying to find the right ones, a good partnership, like how do you work with them and everything, and finding the right ones you can call up and have a conversation whenever, like you get into some of them big corporate ones, and I mean, no one knows the answer, or what. It's got to go through five guides or whatever to get an answer on something, and um, I don't know. It's and then for the for the racing, UTVs is actually probably one of the easier ones in off road, because every guy can go buy a UTV, and like say we have assault mirrors on our race car or whatever, it's like you can go buy that for his. Where if you have a trophy truck, the only other people that have trophy trucks are the guys that are out there racing it. So
Yeah, it's kind of
there's
more relatable, I guess.
yeah. Same goes for the whole car, tire, wheel, shocks, arms, whatever you got on there. Like anyone can go put that on for the most part. So
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. And yeah, I feel you on the smaller sponsorship opportunities. It feels like you can actually build a relationship with a company, and you guys can like grow together rather than, they're just paying you a bunch of money to perform.
yeah, yeah.
So, no, man, that's awesome. I've been kind of following you for a little bit, and I like seeing all the race content you're putting out, and I'm excited to see you back in Baja, and keep hammering out, man. I mean, you got 2 wins under your belt, so you're like I said earlier, you're doing the right things, and yeah, just keep grinding. What's next for racing? What's next for your UTV build? What are your plans for the future?
Um, we got this next weekend's race, and that'll finish up 24, and then 25 we'll go back down to Mexico for all four races, and um, maybe a new UTV. I don't know.
Nice.
Our car's still pretty solid. Like normally we're about a year and then a new car, and I mean the cars are getting so, I guess, more durable. Like the Pro R and the Map R and all of them.
Right, right.
They're a lot more solid cars, so they're lasting a lot longer than the older ones. So possibly a new build, possibly not. I'm not sure yet. And yeah, we'll start next year off with King of Hammers, and then maybe the Mint 400, and then go into the full score series.
Okay, nice. When I can't remember the dates. When is the King of the Hammers race?
I think it's the end of January, beginning of February,
Okay,
somewhere around there. I don't know exactly.
nice. And then when's the first Baja race of the year?
End of March, I
End of
believe. Like
March.
right between March and April is when it runs.
Okay,
So
nice. Yeah, I'll try and tune in and see what I can see, and see if I can follow you on the track. I know they televise it, and televise it, put it online for some of the classes, but we'll see if I can find you.
yeah, the tracking on scores is it's pretty decent. It's a little bit, I don't know. Some of them are not very user friendly at all, but theirs is all right. And then I haven't actually watched the live stream because I've been in the car, but I think they show something. I don't know.
I'll see what I can find. Yeah, I'm excited to watch it, man. I've actually never been able to watch the Baja races like live. So I've always seen people posting stuff after the fact, and so may have to try and tune in and see what I can find this year.
Yeah, we posted on our YouTube. We posted our full. I don't know if you watched it. Our full 1,000 video.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's we that's our first time we've done like a full video like that. Normally we have just like little 3 minuters, but that was our first time, and I think we actually already got the same guy on board to do all four of Score next year. So
Nice. How big of an impact do you think YouTube could be in this space? Because obviously, there's not a lot of people doing Baja stuff on YouTube.
yeah, I think if you can grow your YouTube, I think that's like the next, like, I don't know. I feel like Instagram's getting a lot of more bought out, and with the algorithm and everything, I think YouTube's the way to go. I've been posting not as seriously on YouTube, just random clips I get around the shop and whatnot, and shorts and everything. And I'm liking YouTube. I'm trying to grow it, but it seems a lot harder to grow. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And again, it's such a like niche audience, but once you find those people, they're going to be hooked on it. But no, that's cool that especially since you posted your entire race. Like I think that's something people want to see, especially if they can't tune in live and see everything they want to see there. So I mean, that's
yeah,
cool to me at least.
yeah, they're doing a lot of live streams now on cars. I haven't moved over. Like probably 60-70% of the cars that go down there and race now have Starlinks on them. So
Shoot.
they're hooking their cars or their Starlink into their GoPro into their Starlink and doing live streams on it. So it's getting more. I just don't know who really wants to sit there for 20 hours and watch someone drive.
Right. Hey,
But
there's some crazy people out there that'll do it.
yeah, it's good for the chase teams because they can sit there and watch exactly what you're doing, why you're going and whatnot. And if anyone wants to tune in for 20 minutes or whatever, or a section and watch it, then it's great. I haven't hopped on that one yet. I got cameras and a Starlink up, but I haven't connected them yet.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of a random question, but what are you using for navigation when you're on track?
I've been using like the Lawrence GPS. It's off of like I think it originated from like fishing and like a boat,
Okay.
like going on a boat. And a lot of people have been moving to a lead nav program, or um, Garmin just dropped a new one for off road. I'm pretty sure, and both those are really nice. I just know how to run the Lawrence, so that's what I've been running.
Yeah, yeah. And so how important is your co-driver in helping you navigate through the course?
Uh, quite a bit. I'd say it's probably 50%. Um, Maybe not as much in score somewhere like Dakar or whatever. It's a little more where it's all on navigation,
Right.
but where we get a pre-run and stuff, we know where we're going for the most part. And then the co-driver helps us with any G-outs, rocks, any of that. We have all that marked, and then also alternate lines down there. That's another thing I didn't mention before is in Mexico or Score, it's VCP to VCP,
Hmm.
and you might have a couple of DQ lines here and there, but it's the VCP is a virtual checkpoint, so you have to be within like 100 feet of that. But
Gotcha.
any way you get from the one VCP to the next VCP is up to you. So if there's a different road, or if you want to cut a new road in or something that's not on a DQ lane, then you're more than welcome to whichever way you want to get around the course.
Okay, no, that's cool. So that's really why I guess pre-running is important, so that you can plan those types of routes and find the fastest way rather than just the pre-built course, right?
Yeah, and then stateside, I think you're allowed like 50 feet or something off the course is all off main line, and you're not supposed to hit any vegetation or any of that. And I'm sure it gets ran over all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, how crazy is it um, through parts of Baja specifically where there's just people lining the track?
It is crazy, and like the trucks, they get the big show and all the people, and like we come through hours after, but you could be out in 40 miles from anything, and you get out there and there's a fire, and then you have a whole group of people out there watching them. And it's pretty cool. Like even pre-running, you're like, how does anyone get out here? And sure enough, race day, they're out there in their trucks and cars and everything, and um, yeah, every once in a while you get one of them trying to take a selfie with you or try to touch your car or something crazy, but
No,
for
that's funny, man.
most
Yeah,
of the time, then get out of the way. Every once in a while, there's a mishap, but
yeah, or like a random cow or something.
yeah, yeah, animals and all that.
Awesome, man. No, hey, dude, I appreciate you coming on and taking the time to do this. Like I said, I feel like Baja racing is, something that's really gaining popularity and traction. So I just wanted to be able to get, some behind the scenes and pick the brain of a racer. So, where can everybody find you on social media if they want to follow you?
Risq_racing on Instagram and Kaden_Wells, and then YouTube is going to be Risq Racing. So
Okay,
any of those, and then I think we have a Facebook page too. It's not super active, but it's got post videos and whatnot on there as well.
okay, awesome. Everybody go give him a follow. He's got some pretty sweet content. That's coming from me, not from him. He would never. You're so humble, dude. You would never, push yourself too hard. But
Thank
it's
you.
great content, and Caden is an amazing driver. Obviously, he's won 2 races. So everybody go give him a follow, show him some support, and look for some race results next year.
Well, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Have a good one.
You as well.
All right.